So Jada Pinkett Smith is playing for keeps. She is very serious about her business. And I say that because after Chris Rock's comedy special, you would think that everyone would sort of just let it go, at least for the time being. After what happened to Chris, it was high time that Chris was able to get some things off his chest and do it in a funny manner, which I think he did. But anyways, Jada decided that she was going to respond in detail to his comedy special through a source who fed her narrative to People magazine, which is pretty weak and fake in my opinion, and it goes along with Jada's persona, so there's no real surprise there. But Jada's claiming that she's not involved in any way between Will and Chris, which is really interesting because the whole conflict between Will and Chris was over jokes made about Jada, and jokes that were not even mean jokes. They were very, very mild jokes. And aside from that, millions of people across the world watched as Will first laughed at those jokes, and then we saw Jada making her faces, and we saw Will's entire demeanor change, so much so that he stormed up the stage and gave Chris a slap. So her trying to say that she's not involved in any conflict between them is utterly ridiculous. And what makes it even more bizarre is that she claims that she's not involved in the conflict in any way, yet she's the one responding to it right now, not Will. It's just so dumb. Jada also claims that Chris has been obsessed with her for 30 years. And I would really love to see her back that claim up, because making a few jokes about her here and there is not going to equate to being obsessed with her. She's a celebrity, and that's primarily because she's married to one of the biggest celebrities. And the biggest celebrities routinely get talked about and joked about, so she's going to come under that. So she really needs to clarify on what she means by Chris Rock is obsessed with her and has been obsessed with her for 30 years. The only proof that she offers in the article is that Chris filmed the special in Jada's hometown of Baltimore, Maryland, which hardly supports an accusation that he has been obsessed with her for 30 years. And even if he did do that right now as a FU to Jada, who cares? That doesn't mean he's obsessed with her. That doesn't mean he crossed a line. That doesn't mean anything. That could be considered funny in and of itself. Jada also claims she never told Chris not to host the Oscars in 2016. Now, regardless of whether she's telling the truth, what I know is that at the time, there were many reports and many stories saying that she was saying that Chris should not host the Oscars because of Will not being nominated for Best Actor. But without even getting into the nitty-gritty of that, the fact is he made a joke about it at the time. People were saying that at the time. It really doesn't even matter. It's so irrelevant, because the point he was trying to make is that he was just making topical jokes then, topical jokes now, wasn't a big deal, was no vendetta. I mean, he's just roasting random celebrities that are involved in the Oscars anyways, so it's really dumb to try to get into the nitty-gritty of that. Then Jada said that she was shocked at how many times Chris referred to her as a bitch in his special, which is truly insane when you consider how many times Chris referred to Will as a bitch. So I don't know if she's confused there or she's trying to spin some weird narrative, which, I mean, obviously she is trying to spin a weird narrative, but it's just really stupid. And the classiest element in the entire article was that the source closed out the article by publicizing some gross book Jada says she's releasing this year. What horrifying, troubling, disgusting news is she gonna now reveal to millions of people about her husband, children, mother? Maybe she'll throw Tupac in there again. Who wants a book from Jada Pinkett Smith? But anyways, this was just super, super crazy in my opinion, that Jada would even respond to this at all. Like, the dude did a comedy special, cracked some jokes, finally talked about something that was a massive, massive story. And considering what happened to him, I think he was well in his rights to do so. Chris Rock's special overall, I would say, was on the tame side, and the treatment that he gave Will Smith and Jada Pinkett Smith was not very harsh. He could have easily gone in hard on Jada, and he did not do that at all. All he did was point out how stupid the whole situation was. He didn't even get into like really nasty jokes, cutting jokes. It was just very superficial, observational stuff, which is like common sense. Will and Jada are totally out of touch with reality, totally out of touch with what regular people think, how people view them. People view them as being psychos. They are not viewed as role models for husband and wife and family and all this stuff. They only get worship for all of the fame they have, all the money they have, and by they, I mean Will. But anyways, what do you guys think about this?